Hey guys, WASPfreak here just to make a quick little video about basically why I chose the AK platform as my main rifle. Well, basically, you live here in the US, pretty much you can get any gun you want. There's a lot to choose from, but I decided to choose the AK as my rifle of choice. Now, initially, I just only had a bolt-action rifle and then a pistol, and I was looking to get into a semi-automatic. So first I got an SKS, but then for a serious choice, I decided on the AK platform. So I'm going to just go through here the different reasons why. Alright, so let's talk about the ammunition that the AK platform shoots. The AK platform shoots the 7.62 by 39 M43 round, which is basically a shortened version of the 7.62 by 54R. So the thing that I like about the 7.62 by 39 is it's still an intermediate cartridge, so there's less recoil. However, you've still got that full size 30 caliber projectile, whereas versus an M16 you have a very light small projectile which has less impact force, less penetration. And with the 7.62 by 39, you can get specialty ammunition like hollow points and then the military steel core. So it's a great cartridge. It has great penetration, and I mean that might be a disadvantage in some cases with penetration versus stopping power. The 5.56 will tend to yaw, but I would say this is just as deadly. You wouldn't want to get shot with either one of those. So I mean that's one reason why I picked the AK. It's got the 7.62 by 39, and then this ammo is cheap. You can get a box of 20 for about $5, or you can get 1,000 rounds for maybe around $200. So it's very inexpensive ammunition, and it's very effective. Then another reason why I chose the AK platform is quite simply cost. They are very inexpensive rifles. Even the higher end AKs are still going to be relatively affordable. Now those are going to be in the maybe $8,000 to $1,000 range for a high end AK. I was able to get my WASPfreak 10 for $500, and it came with 2 magazines, and then it just had regular wooden furniture. So, and it's still a great gun. The AKs, they'll be pretty much built the same way. They'll function the same way. Just the other models, they may have a higher quality production quality. So, and I mean, but basically the rifles they'll all function the same. We got the same action. Just the cheaper rifles may have some surplus parts. The build quality might not be as good. Now, I know on the low end there are certain companies that they build their AKs. The construction is just appalling. However, the guns will still work, even though the spot welding may be rough, the riveting may be rough, they will still work. So, but as far as the low end, the WASPfreak 10 is definitely going to be the way to go. They're built with surplus parts, and they're actually conversions from when they were being produced under the assault weapons ban, where originally they had a 10-round capacity magazine. Companies have milled out the magazine wall to accept the standard 30-round magazines. So the WASPfreak 10 is definitely going to be the low end on the price range, and it'll still work just the same as a higher priced AK like an Arsenal. It may be a little bit less accurate. The barrels might not be manufactured to as high a standard. However, it's still going to work. And with these rifles, you can have reasonable accuracy out to 300 yards against a man-sized target. So, even though they're cheap rifles, they're definitely not junk. Whereas versus an AR, the cheapest one you'll get is maybe about, even if you build it yourself, maybe $500 to $700. And then with those guns, you're really compromising on quality as far as barrel life and just the production quality. So definitely that's why I got an AK. I mean, even though it was a cheap rifle, I still got a good rifle. Then the final reason why I got an AK is just the design and modularity of the system. Even though it's a very old design, being designed near the end of World War II, is still a great, solid design. Super reliable, super easy to take care of, and I love it. I mean, I basically, one of the things that influenced a big thing is I'm into comm block guns. They're very simple, they're very reliable, they're very easy to take care of. And I mean, the AK platform, you really can't get much simpler than this. So let's go ahead and pop the dust cover off. It's one good thing. You can have ready access to the guts of the weapon. As you can see, it's got a very large recoil spring here. And this system is a long stroke piston driven system. It's not gas impingement or blowback. So it's a very reliable system. It uses a gas pressure from the rounds exiting the barrel to move the piston back and then cycle the action. And then the whole system of this gun, it's just 3 parts. There's a recoil spring, bolt carrier, and piston, and then the bolt itself. That's just extremely simple. And the trigger mechanism is really simple as well. It's a nice open space, so it can tolerate a lot of dirt and debris. And just a very, very simple rifle. And then it's got the selector lever, or in this case just the safety. You can see right there's a gas piston. It's just a super reliable system. Now, you can make these things jam if you pour enough mud and sand into them. However, generally, it'll be more tolerant in normal conditions of dirt and debris. Now, if you go to torture test this thing by intentionally putting stuff in there, then yes, you will jam it. And I actually saw a video on in-range TV where the gun didn't do so well in a torture test. They basically slapped mud onto it in basically a manner that wouldn't be in a regular combat scenario unless it was something serious, and the gun jammed to the point where it was a straight pull bolt action. So under normal conditions, the AK will function better than most rifles, and as a plus, you don't really have to clean them as intensely as you do other rifles. So M16 AR platforms will run great as long as you keep them clean, whereas the AK will run the same even if you abuse it. You don't clean it for several months. Now, basically all that I do whenever I shoot it, I take it home and then I oil it and then I throw it in my safe. Occasionally I'll just, I'll run some cleaning patches down the barrel, but you really don't have to do a lot of detailed maintenance with this, whereas with an AR you must keep it clean and obsessively clean in order for it to work. And even then, under all conditions, it can still fail, even under normal operating combat conditions. Whereas the AK, you don't really have to worry about it as much. And if you do have a problem, all you have to do is top off the dust cover and then maybe give it a little shake, and it'll still keep running. So that's a very, very good design. And even though it was designed right after World War II, it's still a good, solid design that's in use today. So let me go ahead and pop off the dust cover. There we go. And then another thing about the AKs is that, contrary to what a lot of people might say, these are just as modular as the AR platform. I know people brag about the AR, say, oh, you can easily accessorize it, blah, blah, blah. Well, you can do the exact same thing with an AK. You can tactical it out as much as you want. You just have to maybe have a hammer and a pin punch, but you can accessorize the AK just as much, if not more so, than an AR. You can change out the furniture. I've got the wood furniture here. You can do well, except for the stock which I put on. You can do a polymer furniture. You can put on a lower handguard with a Picatinny rail mount, so you can put a foregrip on there, or a flashlight, or whatever. You can do the gas tube cover with a rail on top, so you can put a red dot, or a flashlight, something like that. And you can get a quad rail, so you can do like a red dot and then a flashlight or laser pointer, all that kind of stuff. Also with the the top covers, you can get a quad rail system for that. So you can put a scope or a red dot on there. Most AKs, or well, at least some of them, they should have the military style rail on here. You can get a side rail that goes over the top of the receiver and use that for a red dot. That's actually what I'm going to be doing myself. You can change out the foregrip, all sorts of different tactical grips on there. You can get different selector levers. There's a company called Krebs that makes a special selector lever which has a notch in it, so you can modify it to where you can hold the bolt open. And in addition, that safety lever also, you can manipulate it with your thumb. I'm not able to use that particular type of selector lever on my AK because I've got the folding stock and it interferes, and it would interfere with the use if I had the thumb activated lever, because it sits right about right here, and as you can see, the stock blocks that. So you can get the different selector lever. You can change out your bolt carrier, or you can put a Galil style vertical charging handle on there, which is what I'm going to do. It's basically bolts on to the standard one. So the advantage of that is that you can charge it with your left hand. And with the stock system, you can there are a bunch of surplus stocks. I've got this lovely side folder. It goes like that. But you can do like an adjustable stock. There's a lot of different options. You can do the Galil side folding stock. If you want to go through all the trouble, you can get an underfolder, which they're really not that good, but you'd have to get your receiver drilled out so you can put the pin in there. But with the underfolder, you can't use the Romanian style foregrip. You have to use if you want a foregrip, you have to use one of the very rare reverse foregrips. So I mean, you can accessorize the hell out of this thing. And going back to the design here, I mean, you can still, with the AK, you can still modify it and have a very compact rifle. With you can do the one advantage of the AKs is you can do the side folding stock on them because there is no buffer tube like with the AR style rifles, where the only way to get a shorter AR is to get a shorter barrel, and when you do that, you really sacrifice hitting power and velocity of your projectiles. So whereas with this, I'm still able to have a very compact rifle with a full 16-inch barrel, so I get all the needed velocity out of the cartridge without having to make any sacrifices. Now, if you want to, you can swap out the barrel. It would require a gunsmithing job. You can make an SBR, but this is the perfect solution. So you can either do the side folder stock, the under folder stock, or you can get a collapsible stock for the AK, just so you can have a short, handy rifle when you need to. And I've got the foregrip, so even with the stock folded, I still have stability when shooting. So, and then if you really want something extremely short, you can go and get one of the AK pistols. However, with those, you're not able to put a stock on them. Otherwise, they're an SBR, and you gotta pay the ATF, the $200 tax, and all that stuff. So, but just this is a great platform, and it works for what you need it to do. I mean, you can hit targets out to 300 yards with a reasonable accuracy, and it's got a nice hard-hitting cartridge. So very good design, good for the money. It shoots once again, it shoots a great cartridge, and then you can accessorize it to suit your taste. And I've got mine set up Romanian style here. I'm going to most likely get the Galil style vertical charging handle, and then a side rail. So I've got a red dot that I want to put on there. So it's a very good system, and I highly recommend it. So I just wanted to make a little quick video. I'm still waiting for the CZ52. Well, I mean, it has been fixed, but my wife went actually to go pick it up, and Don's either didn't open that day or they closed early. So I'm gonna try and go early in the morning, and then I can take that out and shoot it and make a video with that. And then so I'm gonna try and hit up the next gun show as well. So just hope you guys like the video. Please make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.